the Savage Nation. It's alleged that Benjamin Netanyahu referred, and that's what set off the entire distrust between the two. He didn't call him Mr. Obama. What's on michaelsavage.com today? Well, let's see. Top right. Obama appoints terrorist defender to head terrorist policy at Gitmo. Saul Alinsky, very famous name. We have a piece from Breitbart.com. Coroner in Breitbart case wants to cover all the bases, which is why you'll never know about the autopsy until you've forgotten about it. By the time they find out where the $1.2 billion in missing funds at MF Global went, that's when you'll find out that Andrew Breitbart died from an overdose of Jell-O from the coroner. The Associated Press, Obama's transgender ex-nanny. What? Yep, it's on michaelsavage.com. I didn't write it. You can now accuse the Associated Press of being a right-wing smear organization. Obama's transgender ex-nanny outcast. You say that to someone in Marin County, they say that's better. I like him even more. Once long ago, Evie looked after Barry Obama, the kid who would grow up to be the world's most powerful man. Now his transgender former nanny has given her a tight flowery dresses, her brocade vest, and her bras, and is living in fear on Indonesia's streets. Evie, also known as Turdy, the former nanny of U.S. President Barack Obama, stands at the doorway of her room in a boarding house in a slum in Jakarta. Evie, who was born a man but believes she is really a woman, has endured a lifetime of taunts and beatings because of her identity. Nobody knows how many transgenders live in the sprawling archipelagic nation of 240 million, but activists estimate 7 million. However, societal disdain still runs deep. When transgenders act in TV comedies, they're invariably the brunt of the joke. Well, the only solution to that is to bring in as many of the transgenders from Indonesia as we can. If there's 7 million, I say bring them all in. I mean, if you want fairness, and if you want justice, and if you want hope, and if you want change, you've got to bring in all the transgenders from Indonesia. That would be the solution here. Lifetime of torture. She's around shoulders, one shade, turning point. But anyway, so there it is. She was the nanny. What does that have to do with this now? I don't understand. That's the headline? Obama's transgender ex-nanny outcast. I don't understand why they're writing the article. If it's the Associated Press, what are they trying to say here? Evie, like many other Indonesians, go by a single name, now lives in a closet-sized hovel in a tightly packed slum. Well, I think that each American should give at least $100 towards making sure that Indonesian transvestites have a better life. There's no question about it. They're entitled to, free medical care for sure, and a house and a car, a Chevy Volt. That would, why don't you buy a Chevy Volt for a transvestite in Indonesia? That would really... what does this have to do with Obama? Oh, you have to read the whole article now. Evie seeks solace in religion, going regularly to the mosque and praying 5 times a day. She says she didn't know the boy who she helped raise who won the 2008 presidential election until she saw a picture of the family in local papers and on TV. She blurted out that she knew him. Couldn't believe my eyes, breaking into huge grin. Her friends at first they thought she was crazy, but he was popular, says Rudy Yarrow, who still lives across the street from Obama's former house. I thought that was swept under the rug, that he never was in Indonesia. Was always patient and caring and keeping young Barry. Evie hopes her former charge, that would be Obama, would use his power to fight for people like her. Now we get, they say, Obama named Amanda Simpson the first openly transgender appointee as a senior technical advisor in the Commerce Department in 2010. I see what the point of the article is. Sympathy for the transvestite. Sympathy for the transvestite. And it should be equality everywhere. And I think every damn pig American should send at least $500 to a special fund created by a special, there should be a whole department in the new Obama administration, the Transvestite Trust Fund, the TTF. And that every American should be taxed to make certain that every transvestite in the world is comfortable in their own bodies. Because it's your fault that they're uncomfortable. You see, that's how it works. It's your fault that they're uncomfortable in their bodies, and you as a pig American should pay for the Transvestite Trust Fund under the next Obama administration, or something along those lines. Anyway, I couldn't understand why they're running about this, because you would think that it's a tragic story about... I don't understand it. Why would they run this, the Associated Press? Obama's transgender ex-nanny outcast. Is that my problem? Do I care if someone feels like they're a woman in a man's body and they wear a dress? I really don't care what anyone does. You know, good luck to you. It's your body. You don't feel like you're a man, so you're a woman. You don't feel like you're a woman, so you're a man. It's your business. But what are you telling me about it for? I owe you something? You don't owe me anything. I don't owe you anything. I'm okay. You're okay. I'm basically just a beatnik, and I want to be left alone. Give me back my America. I want to be left alone by an intrusive government run by college nitwits. And we're talking about more important things, of course, as well, such as Israel, Iran. I got your back. I got your back. Republicans saying nothing about the scandals, the corruption. Do you know that the level of corruption is so great that it makes what the Republicans did look like child's play? And yet the reason you don't hear about the fact that farmers can't buy seeds to plant for next season, those bilked by MF Global's bankruptcy, bilked by MF Global, $1.2 billion that's missing. $1.2 billion missing. It's on my website still, I think. Where did it go? Here. You see my book, Notice to the American People, Welcome to the Newly Created Socialist States of America, Trickle-Down Tyranny, buy it now. The book, You Need to Stop Obama Before We Lose All of Our Constitutional Rights. I'm not hitting it heavy yet. I'm going to be giving it out every day very soon, but I must have you go look at it. If you believe that it's a land where poverty is rewarded, where success is punished, where our worst enemies are praised, our allies are stiffed, where the military is used as a pawn, our borders have descended into chaos, and corporate cronies make off with all the wealth, then you must buy trickle-down tyranny to stop Obama's dream of the socialist states of America. Underneath that ad is Obama's transgender ex-nanny. Underneath that is another ad. Underneath that is another ad. Underneath that are some stories. And on the right side it says, Corzine sacking of MF Global leaves farmers without seeds. It was on the CNN website over the weekend, and I got sick looking at it. I have a soft spot for farmers. It says, farmer faces planting season with seeds of distrust. They wouldn't go far. You see, they always cover everything up. The writer for CNN writes a great article, and then the rat who runs it, what do you mean, seeds of distrust? Say it like it is. The guy lost money in the MF Global financial scandal. He says that Obama's cronies stole it, but they bury it. You have to read the whole article to see what the farmers are actually saying. These are guys that don't have enough money to plant seeds. Here's one farmer saying his seed bill last year was $230,000. Fertilizer cost $150,000. In addition to his own land, he farms acreage he rents at a cost of $450,000. He has another $1 million tied up in equipment plus full-time employees. He said, we're talking big numbers, and you're taking all these risks, and you can get hailed out, droughted out, flooded out at any time. Go tell that to a bureaucrat whose last job was in the Harvard Law School. Someone who never sold a lemonade at a lemonade stand. The farmer says he can track a hog from his farm to somebody's table, yet somehow he ponders authorities haven't fully tracked the missing $1.2 billion or who was behind. Then you have to read on until they finally say that the farmers are saying it's the corruption in the Obama administration. All the farmers who were robbed in the scandal know who did it. All the farmers know who did it. All of them know who did it. But you have to read the whole article to get to the bottom of it. And here you go, after reading the whole article. At the center of the scandal is Jon Corzine, MF Global CEO at the time and a highly connected Democrat who was once touted as a potential Treasury Secretary. Corzine also is a former governor of New Jersey and a U.S. Senator who President Obama once hailed as one of the best partners, his best partners in the White House. He's a Democrat, by the way. In congressional testimony, Jon Corzine said he knew nothing about the transfers of customer money. But they know, the farmers are saying, Corzine's strong ties to the White House and his former role as a top fundraiser for Obama are the reason he's getting away with it. The name Corzine swishes around like bad chewing tobacco. He's Obama's big buddy is who he is, says one of the farmers. He's suspicious of any investigations of a Washington insider and millionaire Democrat. That right here, he says, explains why he's not behind bars. Indictment, says Mike Mao, one of the farmers. I doubt it's ever going to happen. It was a bail, your buddy's out program. Farmer Toftland chimes in. What did they call that? Chicago politics, Sass says. I don't see why people can get away with what they did. As everyone parts this day, Brat Mao hops in his F-250. When you get my money back, let me know, he says out the window. These are people whose ancestors immigrated from Norway and have been providing America with bread, with ham, with bacon, with eggs, and now they're wiped out. They're wiped out because of the vermin at the top of the food chain, the whales who suck the money out of the farmers so the farmers can't even buy seeds. You say it can't happen here? It happened to Rhodesia, which became Zimbabwe. I'll be right back.
Savage.